Greetings and welcome everyone to an all-you-can-geek bonus round for Superman. This is our Spoilercast, folks. I'm one of those Jim Gast, joined by Corey Feinsod
Sorry, couldn't be here, but you got an upgrade.
and Tony Korkanakis.
Look up. Look up.
Uh, look up.
Superman.
Once again,
Superman.
folks, live on Twitch Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock for more normal podcasts. It's a bonus round. All content, if you can't watch it live, is over on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe so you know when we post, plus audio wherever you can get it. Yeah, so this is spoilers. Last warning, we're going to freely talk about Superman here and spoil things. If you've not seen it and don't want to know, don't watch this. Otherwise, come on back when you have. All right, guys. The warning's done. So, yeah, I would say I was the highest on this movie. We've talked about that before. Do you guys want to go through it and pick it apart? What do you guys think?
It's up to you.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Okay, so I will say, like, this movie, when it opened, I cannot disagree with you guys. I felt like that intro, the 33333 thing, I thought was kind of like, I didn't like the look of it. I was like, this is kind of a weird start to a movie. And it makes it basically, 3 minutes he lost his first fight. It makes the beginning of this movie so disjarbled to go. Like, I felt like I was trying to catch up to what the hell was going on. Stop me if I'm wrong here,
Yeah.
right? So, okay, yeah. So I think
Basically, this movie starts with Superman being around for 3 years. He's been on Earth, and there's metahumans. People know about them. People know about Superman, and now 3 hours since the open and whatever, he loses his first fight.
Yeah. We get to see Crypto right away. We get the trailer, but basically the trailer that he launched with. We get in the videos. And that introduces us to Crypto, which actually I liked Crypto in this movie. I'm sorry, I did. I thought it was a cool.
Yeah,
I thought it was a. He can do. James Gunn can do like those kind of companion things, like the Rocket Raccoon, Groot. I feel like he does those characters like really well, and I think Crypto was great in this movie. So that's another reason why possibly for Supergirl, I'm a little excited for that. 'Cause Crypto will be in that. So, but yeah. So essentially, this movie starts. Superman stops the nation of Barovia from invading the neighboring country. He faces the Hammer of Barovia. We see basically what you saw in the trailer with him getting dragged, getting knocked out, have to get healed at his Fortress of Solitude. What did you guys think of the robots?
I mean, they were fine.
Yeah,
I didn't like
whatever. They're whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a lot of I didn't like this part, but I did like the movie. I felt like the way that I didn't like their quirkiness. I didn't like, oh, we can't feel anything. He looked at me. I was just like, I didn't like their reactions. I thought like the robots were just weird feeling. Like, I don't know. But
yeah, I didn't have any feelings either way towards them, and so when they get attacked, I didn't feel anything either.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like, I don't know, like, if we're supposed to like them, like, you can't just have us jump in 3 years after he's been Superman without context of
and they're
why am I supposed to be caring about these robots, right? The other thing that comes to question,
and he's never had a name before, and it's like, okay,
it's like you just now decided to give them names after
3 years later,
right? But like, I mean, that's even if like he didn't know them before he ousted himself as Superman, right,
exactly. When did he find the Fortress of Solitude? How does he know anything about his past?
And that is going to be my underlying problem with this movie, right? Is like, I don't mind, you don't have to do the whole origin where it's like, hey, I don't need to see fucking Krypton being destroyed and him being set up. I don't need to see that. But, and I'm not saying you even need to retread the entire childhood or anything like that, but when you're starting of like year 3 Superman and you're only giving me vague details about what happened before then, I'm gonna have so many questions and I'll be like, okay, well, what parts am I supposed to be caring about? Because I don't know what parts Clark or Superman is caring about, right? So that's the thing that, like, I'm just like, okay, so like, am I supposed to like these robots? Does he like these robots? Like, I don't know. And then
are they supposed to be treated like just junk? I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know.
Right. And then he gets put into the chair, and it's like, oh, would you like to listen to your parents' footage? I'm like, okay, like, sure. It's like, oh, it soothes him, and I'm like, So we get the message from the parents, which that's fine.
It's
That's
a
fine to do.
setup for the end of the film, but at the same time, it's like, do we care? Like, it doesn't.
Right.
You know.
How about the little surprise? Was it Bradley Cooper
Mm-hmm.
as Jor-El?
Rocket's voice, yeah.
Yeah. He was Jor-El. But I was kind of surprised by that a little bit. But people were upset with the fact that he looks like he's feeling pain when he's getting rejuvenated from the solar radiation. But I'm like, I'm fine with this. Like, I thought it worked okay.
That doesn't matter to me.
I had no problem. So then he rejoins the combat. Yeah. So we get a little thing from Lex then, basically, when he rejoins the combat in Metropolis, healed up, and we get to see Lex Luthor. Was it Metropolis? I thought it was Metropolis.
I thought it was back in Baravia. Because he wasn't.
No, I thought that was Metropolis. He was in the city, wasn't he? He was in the city. The Hammer. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
The Superman Baravia fight. Hammer Baravia.
Yeah, that was in Metropolis.
Oh, was it? Okay.
It was in Metropolis. Yeah. So yeah, so we get to see Lex Luthor. I felt
where the fuck was the Justice
I like
gang?
this character. Yeah, it's true.
Well, that's what I think one of the things was about, like you guys never show up. She didn't say something about that too? But anyways, go on, Jim.
Yeah, so the Hammer guy beats up Superman more. You can see Lex Luthor sort of controlling that with different moves. He studied Superman. You find this out, and and then we have their fight. You get to watch more of the fight, which he loses again, essentially. And I think we find out right then that he was beaten by the Hammer, and it's actually the Luthor's metahuman Ultraman at that point in the suit.
Yeah.
But,
once he beats Superman to a pulp and then meets the street vendor guy.
I will say, Ultraman? I was really hoping, and I know why they did it as David Cornsweet, but I would loved if they had just gotten Henry Cavill to be Ultraman for this. I think that would have been so funny. That would have been so funny. I thought that
would have stung. I don't think Henry would have to do that.
No, I don't think that.
No, but
Brandon Routh maybe, but not Henry Cavill.
So the Hammer leaves. I'm trying to remember. It's been a couple weeks.
Then he comes back through the portal and is out. That's how you find out it's Ultraman, because he goes and comes right back to meet with Lex.
Yep, we get that whole thing. Lex motives. I get your point, guys.
And the engineer
we don't have a lot of motivations here.
Was tracking Superman at the time, and so she finds that.
She finds that fortress. Yeah, the engineer finds where the Fortress of Solitude is, and that was the whole ploy, anyways, to get him away from there so they can figure out where he lives and try to learn more about him. And that was ultimately Lex's goal to figure out more about him as well. And again, I feel like that was also from Lex not trusting him as an alien. This was really what the motivation for Lex was: is Superman's an alien, and I got that vibe right away. But you guys didn't get that?
No.
I got it. He's like, I don't trust this guy. He's an alien. I don't trust him, and I want to find out why he's here.
The problem for me was I know Lex Luthor's motivations from the comics, from the animated show, from the other stuff. I know what his motivations are, but in this movie, it just felt so disjointed, where it's like, this guy hates this dude. Like, why is this version of Lex so hateful and so determined to bring him down, when all he's done is help humanity? We haven't seen him do anything else.
Yeah, because ultimately, because he's an alien.
We don't know that he's done anything
not him.
else.
He's different.
Right, but that's where's that motivation coming from? What did he do
Lex Luthor a racist in this movie?
So so that's why I was like, no, I sure.
That's what they're doing.
I get what they're doing. I get that you get what they're doing, but I just don't think it's executed well. Because again, 3 years.
Obviously, it's not. You guys didn't pick it up. Obviously.
It's not that, again, I know what his motivation is.
I know where it's going, but you're not showing us, right? And the thing is, how many times have you specifically mentioned it, Jim, that you need a good villain to make a good
I say it all the time. All the time.
So, in my mind, Lex is not a good villain. I'm not saying he's bad, but he's not a good villain, because it's he's just, I hate Superman. I'm like, okay, I get it. That's a part of Lex Luthor, no matter the canon, no matter the medium. Lex Luthor hates Superman. But why does Lex Luthor hate Superman for this version? And why should I care about that plight? Right? Because ultimately...
give us a reason. We need to know. We need to see through these villains' eyes. Because the villain is the hero in their story, right?
Yeah.
But we don't see that here. We only see this guy have this hate for this other guy who's all he's done is help people.
Right.
That's all we know so far.
And the thing is, I'll even say this: I hate Batman v Superman. I hate Batman v Superman. I went back and I looked at the encounter between Lex Luthor and Superman and I think that was actually done better because Lex Luthor says, basically, he's like, you're a god, right? And if God is all powerful, God cannot be good. And that was his whole thing. He's like, I don't think you are all good. And in fact, I'm going to make you do something bad to prove that, right? I mean, it's a fucking Lex thing to do, right? And I hate that iteration of Lex Luthor. I don't think that was the correct play for Jesse Eisenberg's casting. I don't think Henry Cavill was a good Superman for what Snyder wanted him to be. But at least that was a conflict. I was like, okay, I can understand that. Lex Luthor thinks that he is a god based on his abilities, which for all intents and purposes, he is. And if there is a godlike being, I would not trust that either. But in this, it's just, I hate Superman. And it's like...
He just comes off as whiny and like envious in a way. And like, it's just weird. So, and like, he's supposed to be the smartest human on the planet. He's a billionaire and he's putting all these resources into this. I needed more than just, I hate Superman.
You need more motivation shown.
I needed more. And because like,
and
we are supposed to think this guy is the epitome of like human intelligence and like power and everything. But here it just comes off.
And I'll cite even All-Star Superman, which apparently James Gunn used as a reference.
For
this, right? And where Clark Kent goes to interview Lex Luthor at some point, and Lex Luthor is giving this interview to Clark Kent on why he hates Superman. He goes, I earned everything, right? Whether it's my intelligence, my business acumen, my physical, right? I earned all that. And Superman just gets raised from our fucking sun and is just surpasses all of it. Like, what does it say about humanity, right? Doesn't that bother you? That his just existence makes all of us lesser. And that's like, oh shit, okay, like you know what, Lex? Maybe I don't agree with your methodology, but I can understand. And that's all they had to
sympathize with the villain.
Like, that's all they had to do. And like,
there's no sympathizing.
Just one thing of like, I could see like Lex if it's like, hey, I invented like, I don't know, some bullshit Elon Musk solar panel car, EV, whatever. And, you know, he rolls out, he gives it away, whatever. And then Superman, you know, saves a fucking kitten or something like that. And the headlines the next day is Superman saves kitten from the EV that was about to run it over or something like that. Like, just give me something like that where it's like, okay, I get it. Like, you did all this and Superman's stealing your spotlight. He's getting all the attention. That's all I needed. But it's like, you got me 3 years in and it's like, I hate Superman. And all I'm asking is why, man. I just need to know why. Like, I know you're supposed to hate him, but how did we get here?
Yep.
And then he finds the Fortress of Solitude, like, super easy. But I mean, and again, because the jump, it's like 3 years later. He's been working on this for however long, right?
3 years.
But it doesn't feel that way. It's like,
I know that.
10 minutes in the film, and now he's at the Fortress of Solitude, and he's already inside because of reasons that we find out later.
Yeah, and I find it convenient that the engineer could crack Kryptonian
so quickly. Right? That's the other thing. I was like, wait, so Mr. Turvik is supposed to be on par with Lex Luthor intelligence-wise. And it's like, Superman never asked him once, like, hey, yo, Mr. T, T-rific, can you take a look at this Kryptonian language for me? Like, just maybe see? Yeah. And like, even the robots knew, like, oh, there's some of it that was cut out. And it's like nobody in that 20-something years, he could have helped or asked or whatever. But Lex Luthor can crack that in what seemed to be like a...
not even Lex Luthor. His companion cracked it in like 30 seconds.
It was weird.
Yeah, I mean, they overpowered the robots there.
I mean, as he's walking, I did like that moment where it's like, Lex doesn't care. All these blades are flying everywhere.
We do get previously, I did like that, yeah. Previously, we had Superman and the Daily Planet then. We get to see his relationship with people. Which I loved every cast of the Daily Planet. Jimmy Olsen, I thought was a great cast. I thought he did a great job in this movie. And I like Jimmy Olsen.
In 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. We got a real Jimmy Olsen, and I thought Lois Lane, amazing cast. I thought she did a fantastic job in this movie. We get to introduce to her. She's got a little bit of the was it Margot Kidner? How do you say? Who was the original Lois Lane on the movies? Margot Kidner, I think her name was. She did. It kind of had that vibes a little bit. Felt like it. But what did you guys think of their already relationship, which they don't tell you that right away, but I thought it was fine. The interview between the two of them
was probably the best.
was
like that was probably my
I
favorite.
thought that was great. Yeah.
I think because we talked about this before, this movie might have been a little short. I feel like they did need just a little bit more of these characters. Like Perry White was in it for like 2 minutes, maybe at most.
But Perry White's thing in all the other movies for like 2 minutes.
Sure. I'm just saying, like they don't give a lot of time.
Jimmy had more time than I've ever seen Jimmy Olsen have.
Than he had in Man of Steel or whatever it was. That's for sure.
Any of them. In the history of Superman movies, he had more time. He actually had a plot point to do rather than just take photos.
I did not like it.
I actually didn't like.
I
didn't like Jimmy Olsen because I thought the casting was fine. The guy looked the part, and played the part.
Yeah.
I didn't like his part in the story because it just made like at first it was fine. He was just like whatever the third wheel to Clark and Lois. I get that, but and we're jumping ahead so we can come back. But the whole fact where he's like, oh, I got this super gorgeous blonde that's obsessed with me, but she has weird
mutant toes.
Yeah. She has weird feet, so I'm gonna treat her like she's.
But he's like that in the comic book, isn't he?
I don't know.
He's like that in the comic book.
I don't know.
In All-Star Superman, there's a whole chapter in that book that we got about Jimmy Olsen and how he's a ladies man like that, but he's very picky.
No, that's fine. But
that's why.
But like being.
That's why Supergirl is like the massive attraction for him. She's like the perfect woman.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just awkward. Like I can understand if he's not into her, but like to be like. Oh, mutant! Like he's even like she's like what did we need that to know that she's mutant feet in his phone?
Yeah, in his phone.
It just comes across as misogynistic. It comes off as misogynistic.
Yeah, no, I didn't like that.
So we had the Daily Planet, the interview, which we saw in the trailer a little bit, and the whole interview, which was great, of her trying to grill him, which was very Lois Lane-esque, which was awesome.
I love that because it subverts the trope that you would think. Obviously, they're dating. Obviously, whatever. But she's grilling him, and she's grilling him hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like
she's got reporter mode on. Yeah,
she's like, so you invaded a foreign country. He's like, people were gonna die.
Asking the hard questions. Yeah.
And that's why, and that's the thing that I guess going back to the point is like, why is Lois Lane? I feel had more of a reason to actually hate Superman if she wanted to, rather than Lex. It's like, so you just. Fuck international
do
law,
you want.
fuck international politics. You threaten a foreign president. Like, did you even consult our president? Like, what the fuck? Like, it's just weird.
You decide who's right and who's wrong. Like, what? Yeah. Like, exactly, acting like a god.
Yep.
That was one of the best conversations in the movie. Absolutely,
that was great.
For her, I think that was her best moment in the movie.
I think
I feel like after that, she kind of
she faded out. She faded out.
Yeah.
She faded out. Even at the ending, I was kind of like, okay. She did get Mr. Terrific, whatever his name is, to save.
Stand there.
No. Yep. She got him to go. She went and saw the Justice Gang and convinced him to help. So she did do that part. Don't forget. And she was there with him.
Yeah.
But just standing around side.
I mean, what was she going to do with this technology she has no idea about? Like seriously, when they're saving him from the Phantom Zone or whatever the fuck it was, the multi-dimension universe.
We could have done anything, with somebody on the head with a thing or something, I don't know.
So we have the kaiju get released in Metropolis as a distraction for that fortress infiltration, and we get to meet the Justice Gang in that next sequence while they're stealing his secrets. What'd you think of the Justice Gang? Listen, Corey, you can slam Hulk Girl all you want. I thought she did fine in this movie.
I'm not slamming her. I just said
she was pointless.
I said she did not do anything in this movie. Like, she did not have enough to do. Like, I wanted more of her because I thought she was cool. I wanted more.
She was a cool character. Yeah, I agree with you. Okay, I thought you weren't happy.
It's a terrific, great moment. They gave Guy Gardner, Nathan Fillion, funny lines and stuff that he always does. Yeah, she just said it. And then she just goes, rah, bop, rah, bop. That's it. That's all she does.
Yeah, no, she does do. Yeah, she swings her hammer and drops a country's president.
No, I mean, so for the kaiju thing, I actually didn't like their appearance here because it felt they were being so haphazard with public safety.
That was the point of them.
That was the
point of them. Yeah, that's the point. They're clumsy people. That's why Superman doesn't want them around. They're not clumsy. They don't take other people's lives into consideration. He was lecturing them after this, even the kaiju itself.
The thing that I also did not like about this Metropolis is like everybody's so conditioned that Superman's going to save them. They don't get out of the way of these disasters. They're like, okay, let's just watch here, like stand in this like block here, and we'll like 2 feet away. There's this giant kaiju. You're like, why are you not like screaming and running for your life and trying to get the heck out of there? Like, what are you doing? Like, this little girl's just crossing the street 2 feet away from this kaiju, and then these pipes are flying everywhere. Like, Superman has to go save her. Like, why are you people not more afraid? And then, even worse, like, why do you turn on him so fast?
They turn fast.
Like,
We're gonna get to that right now.
What
So,
the fuck? You're
what
just
did
gonna,
you think?
after 3 years of being saved, having all this security, you don't even have to leave your building when you see a giant kaiju shooting fire out of his mouth. You're just gonna watch from your window because you know Superman's gonna save you. And then nope, you're gonna turn on him because
In
of
5
some
seconds.
video that who knows if it's real? Who knows if it's like doctored or not?
Even
Like,
if they
you
said
don't
it was
know.
verified, you don't know. Yeah.
Like, who,
To
like anybody can
change
say
like that
anything.
fast.
Like, what? Okay, you're just gonna believe this other guy right away after you've literally seen this guy save people for 3 years.
Yeah.
That was dumb.
So public opinion turns. So what do you think of that change of Superman's story, guys? With the parents sending him there to actually conquer Earth and take many wives.
I don't care so much about the change to the lore. I know some people, at least from my read online, were upset about that. I personally don't mind. Like, I don't care about the L's. What was her last? His parents.
Yeah,
the L's. The
L's. I don't give a fuck about them. They never mattered to me. So it's whatever. The only thing I would say is just like, in a world post like Invincible, it just feels like in post Dragon Ball, I'm just like, really, like, why?
It feels that's what they drew it from.
It feels weird. Like, yeah, I guess.
But like, I didn't think about that when it was said. I thought it was weird to feel that at first. When I heard them say that, I'm like, that's gotta be fake. And then you find out it's not fake. But
at the same time, like, where's the evidence that this guy's doing any of that? Like, for me as a citizen of Metropolis. All right, some video is going to tell me this guy's here to conquer. I don't feel that way. Why do I like? Why would I ever believe this?
It goes back to racism. So immediately you turn on him because you're still always a little uneasy around the alien that you don't entirely know.
I thought that was
you haven't seen any evidence of that. Like, there has been nothing but this guy being a Boy Scout. Your own words, Jim.
Yeah.
Like, he's been nothing but good. Like, why would you just immediately just turn on him and start throwing?
The immediate transition for a lot of people.
At him. Like, if he really was a bad guy, he would have just killed you and without even blinking.
That's true.
Like, you're gonna, what the heck, man? Oh, that was just ridiculous.
Yeah, we got him angrily confronting Luthor after he finds out that he was in the fortress looking for crypto. That I liked that interaction between him and Luthor. I thought that was very. I thought it was very animated series-esque, showing up in his office and just like, breaking in.
This Superman's very emotional, I will say.
He is.
I don't mind that part. It just felt like, to me, it just felt stupid. It's like, where's the dog? Like, a dog? I don't know what dog you're talking. It's like, really, like, I don't know. To me, again, like, animated Luthor is my grail for this. So I was like, animated Luthor would just be like, yeah, I have the dog, but whatever, like. What are you gonna do about it, right? Like, like, I'll tell you.
I mean, the thing is, Luthor knows this guy is a good guy and that he would never do anything. Like, he uses that against him all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, I would definitely think that Luthor would have been like, yeah, what? I got the dog. What about it? Like, what are you gonna do? You gonna hurt me?
It just felt like a forced way for Superman to get caught doing something, so the girl,
the media,
could upload the footage to the media, and it's like, oh look, Superman he's angry. He's angry at Lex Luthor, the trillionaire, or whatever. I'm like,
I'm doing a lot of complaining, Jim. So make sure you start talking about good stuff, because I know you're like
talking in between. I've been talking to both of you guys. I've been talking in between. So
as Lex Luthor, why would you ever keep Tess around? Why, when she's done nothing? She does nothing for you.
She's eye candy and sits around. That's his girlfriend, I guess. I don't know. What negatives was she doing then?
She was there with like trade secrets.
Well, yeah, but he's not watching it. She's taking selfies the whole time.
Exactly. I mean, you're the smartest dude in the freaking world, and you're letting this bimbo like
this character's not the first. This is not the first iteration of this character who has acted the exact same way in every iteration.
I'm just saying, it just seems so ridiculous to me.
You're calling this out to James Gunn, and it's like it's not his character. This character was created by other people, and it's acted the exact same way and been the exact same role in multiple different things. So it's like this is not on James. This is what the character is. Lex Luthor keeps her around. I don't understand it from the comic books. I don't get it. But she's there.
No. But she's there. Animated Luthor never did.
Nope.
No. Animated Luthor did not. You're right. And maybe that's the biggest problem that you, like you said.
And he seems so much
using
more
that world.
like attached to Engineer than he'd ever did to Tess. It's like
Yeah, he was. I think he was. We didn't get much story about why that was like that. Really, it's just like, oh, he basically created them as his characters, his help. So we have Superman surrendering himself. After that sequence, decides he's going to surrender himself to the U.S. government. They hand him over to Luthor for detainment, and then we get the whole pocket universe thing going on, where he's holding all of his enemies. We find out, and the angry monkeys tweeting out 24/7.
That was funny. That was probably the funniest thing I saw. In the movie that got
we also get a brutal. We also get a very brutal Lex Luthor here. Like that whole gun sequence, killing that guy
was brutal. I think it was just more. Like I wouldn't say that's brutal.
I thought it was like I was not expecting him to just shoot him and kill him and shoot him in the head and kill him.
He didn't either.
What?
He didn't expect to kill him either.
I expected that to last longer.
Last a little longer.
Yeah. Well, but he was gonna kill him anyways.
No, like I don't know. Here's the thing, like, and this is gonna sound really, really nitpicky of me, but like, here's what I don't understand, right? Because like, there's so much you have to like. First of all, where did this kaiju come from? Like, ultimately, it really doesn't matter. But like, Lex Luthor
he's going to different universes. Yeah.
Has he?
That's what I got from the Pocket Universe options. Am I wrong?
He's got a Pocket Universe.
He found those apes that tweet.
Access to. I didn't. Was I supposed to infer that those were alien monkeys?
That's what I got from it. Maybe I'm mistaken actually, because that's what I got from it. I'm sorry.
No. I'm just curious. Like, and to me, this is again, you're showing and you're not like telling anything. Like, right? Like, show is good, but like show and tell sometimes where it's like, what am I supposed to infer here? But like, I don't know. For like the 3 years or whatever, it's like Lex Luthor has access to a kaiju. He built Pocket Universe stuff, and it's like, dude, why do you care about Superman? Like, you could be using this technology to help Earth.
Well, he is behind the scenes to get land. Land's always been Lex Luthor's biggest goal. Remember, and that was like the big thing.
But even then, at the end, he's like, oh, I didn't even care about the land. That was just a bonus. Like,
that was just all there to make you look bad. It was all there. It was all a ploy to make Superman look bad. That was all of this was to make Superman look bad. And again, that's where my biggest gripe is. Like, why? Like, because you hate him. Oh, well, give me more than that, please.
But
like, what do you think of? I mean,
I just felt like there was the stakes of this movie didn't exist in my opinion. Like, where
because they didn't establish in the beginning. I get where you're coming from because you got to jump into it and it was in the middle of the whole thing happening.
So it just never felt like
this was. It almost feels like this was the second half of a movie. This whole movie.
This felt like a sequel to something that we never got.
Yeah. So Metamorpho, what did you think of him? I don't really know that character at all, but
I know.
So I hope people like that.
I mean, it was
just
fun.
Seen them here and there, but
to go back, so I have a problem with that execution sequence, just because
that was after this. Yeah, I mean, it was during this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we mentioned it, so I'm just talking about it. But to me, again, like I don't know. For me, that feels weird for Lex to do because like he has all of the cards at this point, right? Like it's just to emotionally damage Superman, but like I don't know. It's why would you start with a random fucking street vendor? Like I don't know. I guess if I were Superman, it's like you're gonna go on a list of people to hurt me. It's like, yeah, the guy that gave me a free sandwich one, like, all right, like yeah, I feel bad, but I mean, fuck, dude, like. You could get so many other people to fucking
anybody at the Daily Planet that you've worked with for the past 3 years, whatever it's been.
He was even like, "Oh, maybe I'll get your reporter friend next that you keep giving interviews to, right?" And the audience is supposed to infer that's Lois Lane.
Well, he says Clark Kent,
but he says Clark, right?
He says,
right.
Yeah.
But
like, you think you're gonna start?
Why didn't you fucking start with that dude? Like you're the smartest dude on the planet, and it's like. Yes, I'm gonna hurt Superman. I'm gonna kill this street vendor that helped him up. Like,
some random guy. And like again, and that guy, he's he's where I'm at. Like, I believe in you, Superman. Like, all you've done is help me and help humanity. Like, yeah, that's the idea. Like, why did everyone else turn so quickly?
Yeah. So we get him rescued from the Pocket Universe with Mr. Terrific, which I thought was a great.
Well. I mean, Metamorpho basically rescues him.
Metamorpho is what did it with the power of the sun thing. But yeah, Mr. Terrific comes in, gets him out of the Pocket Universe, and
that was fun.
I thought it was cool for Mr. Terrific because I don't know this character either. And
getting into it was fun. I thought that was great, where Lois is trapped inside a bubble and did nothing.
Yeah,
that was cool. I mean, that very much reminded me of Guardians and the
Yeah.
Arrow sequence.
Yeah.
What did you think of the parents, Kent's, the actual parents? I thought they were well cast. I thought it was great. Felt very Kentucky, Kansas, west, mid of the country.
I like them.
They like for the most
Fine.
part like reminded me of like what you would expect, and I don't think we've gotten as parents before, in the movies. So I'm happy. I'm pretty happy with what they gave us.
And we got
What?
Kevin Costner.
No. So, anyways, don't save me. Yeah. So
No,
I thought his dad's pep talk was great, and he was emotional. His mom was great with the whole thing.
The thing I like the most about this movie is the fact that, like, the environment you grow up in matters, and like the people around that you're surrounded by matter, and what family matters. And I think that was what they were trying to go for, was that, like, just because these people were your biological parents doesn't mean that's who you are.
Yeah, it's back
you
to
are
the,
who
the
you
whole
are
Guardians
because of
thing. It's he may be your father, but he's not your daddy. Like it's exactly that.
Yeah,
Like,
you're right. You were right. That's exactly what it was.
Exactly
You're right, Tony.
Yeah, and so
Wow.
like that, but like that, I don't think that was brought up as much as it could have been, and I think that they tried to do it there, and I was like, okay, I'm getting there. That's a really good moment, but
don't get me wrong, I agree. Like I thought they did a great job, and I love the conversation that he had with his dad on the
porch, whatever
it was. But that's the part where I wanted Clark to make that connection, right? Where like he's like, wow, like, yeah, like I've always wanted to know about my parents in Krypton, but maybe they weren't the best. I didn't know them, and they wanted this for me. But I get to, and like his dad said, like only you get to decide on what your actions do, and that's what's going to define you. And I wish he made that connection, and maybe it would have been hokey if he said it out loud. But like, I would have liked to him have like a connection being made or a light bulb being lit, where it's like, oh wow, like,
well, it does.
The reason I am that way is because of my actual parents here on Earth.
Right.
That's the way I am, not because of my.
And again, it's the lack of backstory or anything else where it's like, why do these people matter to him so much that he's never met before? Just a recording. I understand it's the most important thing because it's his real parents, but he's never met them.
Realization from him.
Yeah,
we do get that realization from him later in the movie.
No, I get that.
Lex.
I'm just saying, like these are things that I think could have been added and would have made the movie even better. Again, I like this movie despite how we usually talk about the negatives a bit more. I like this movie. It's very good. It's just, I think an extra 10 or 15 minutes with other content like would have brought it up to like, an 8 or even a 9 out of 10, right? Where it's like, I wanted to see it. And one of the things I'll cite in this sequence that I actually really liked was when he got put on the bed right before this because he was injured, and Lois Lane walks to his room and is just taking a glance around his room, and she sees that poster, that shitty punk band that they were referencing earlier in the movie, and is like, she's like, shit, yeah, like he is, because I love that conversation going back to it where she was like, I'm punk rock, I'm this, that, the other thing, and whatever, and he's like, well, maybe that's the real punk rock, right? Like that to me is one of my favorite parts of the movie, and it's having her see that there. I was like, wow, like okay, there's that connection being made where it's like, oh, character conversation and then a follow up, right? And I love that. So
so the last whole sequence of this movie was the rifts being formed, Eve Tessmacher giving the photos to Jimmy Olsen, and a big fight. Obviously, we have a big fight sequence and everything like that. So Justice Gang getting their moments. So let's start with the Metropolis opening unsustainable. The portal collapsing. He goes to save that part, and he can't be in two places at once to save Baravia is invading that other country again.
Jaipur or something weird.
Yeah, Jaipur. Jaranpur territory. Jaranpur.
Definitely no analogies with the real world at all.
Yeah, clearly. I thought it was interesting. Like, I like that whole sequence with the kid asking for Superman, raising the flag up. I thought it was a very powerful moment. I got chills during that moment. Playing the music.
That was I would say that part I think played out way better than the trailer had made it out to be. And I wish it actually wasn't even shown in the trailers. I think it would have been.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I think that would have been more powerful without it being teased already there. But we don't get him there. We get the Justice Gang showing up, and they're a much different group to deal with.
Yeah.
I really loved their aspect of these fights there. Just like giving the finger to the tanks, the Green, Nathan Fillion's Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, giving the finger through the ground. And obviously Hawkgirl does her flying through and kills the president
and bopping people on the head.
Yeah, she kills the guy, just drops him, which I thought was pretty harsh. There's got to be some sort of blowback for that in this universe at some point. But the whole point was like, what is Superman doing in there, going in there, doing this on his own? And now she goes in and kills an actual president. But I like that aspect of the combat, of the fights. And then we have Superman's thing, which I thought was, they made it grand. Him versus Ultraman. You had a grand dueling fight with him.
Turns out to be a clone. So Lex Luthor can apparently clone Superman.
See, so again,
we find it out.
Adding on
to what Ultraman is, right?
It's like, so he had access to a kaiju. He had somehow built
a pocket portals to a different dimension.
Right? A pocket universe.
In 3 years.
I didn't think that was Portal. I didn't think that was a portal. Maybe I only saw it once. So
I thought it was Portal.
I'm open to being wrong. I thought it was pocket dimension.
I didn't think it was right, but they had portals to other areas. They used the pocket dimension to get to different places in the world.
It was like a wormhole.
It was Earth. Like my interpretation was not he could go to other planets or something. That's what I thought you were inferring, Jim, with the kaiju.
I thought that's what he could do. Yeah, I thought he could do all those things.
I don't know. I didn't.
That's why he got the kaiju. That's why I thought he got the. I filled that in my brain, but
so it's like in the 3 years, like he somehow gets a baby kaiju from somewhere. He can build this pocket universe or whatever, and he was able to clone Superman and grow into an adult Superman in just 3 years. I was like, bro, like why are you so fucking mad?
He said he grew him. He said he didn't let him develop, and that's kind of why he has those defects.
But like,
he's not
why
very
are you so
smart.
fucking mad, man? Like, bro, like, just
you need the motivation. Stuff. Ultimately, you need the motivation in the beginning. Is what 3 years ago happened.
And then, then the other problem I have is that this rift is happening, and if his whole thing is like, this guy is bad for humanity, we got to protect humanity. He's just letting everybody like, well, we're just gonna let this thing go and kill as many people as possible. Doesn't matter to me.
Without breaking some eggs, Corey.
Apparently.
That's the saying. And it works.
Well, I just think his argument breaks up. And again, like Tony was saying, he's done all these things. Like, he's this guy who can clone Superman. He can create a pocket dimension that he can use to store things and find things. And like, I don't like where did he get the kaiju? And then he's, a billionaire, like, dude, like what is your problem, man? Like, this guy's done nothing.
Motivation.
But so the one thing, and I think Jim, you're gonna disagree with me. I hated that whole like programming, like 1A, 2C, 32X. I fucking hated that so much, dude. I thought that was
because he was mindless. He was mindless.
Stupid.
That was the idea.
No, that's fine. But like being like, yo, play this fucking dude like he's a fucking video game with your voice command, bro. Have you tried the fucking Xbox Connect? That thing is fucking shit with voice commands. Have you tried talking to fucking Siri or Alexa? They're fucking shit. But somehow you're gonna give live action, real time commands for a combatant fighting Superman? Get the fuck out of here. That's the most unbelievable thing in this fucking movie.
So not the pocket dimensions.
No,
but the fact that you can fix the Siri recognition of your voice.
Dude, how are you gonna tell me that you can watch from a monitor a real fight happening away and being like, yeah, I know which move to specifically counter Superman in this fucking situation.
What he's gonna do?
I'm gonna do a command that's this command just means punch him in the balls. Why don't you just say punch him in the fucking balls? Like that, it's so convoluted.
Superman is fast as the Flash, and you're telling me you can react quicker than that by your voice saying the thing, than having it go through the internet.
By the time you say it, Superman should be like 3 moves ahead, physically speaking.
Well, because he knows he's already, but he's 4. Lex is supposed to be 4. That was the idea. That's why he's.
But you still gotta speak it.
You still gotta speak it, man.
Huh?
He's still speaking it.
Because the guy was brainless. He grew him in a lab and he made him grow up quick.
No, I know, but I'm just saying it is ridiculous how unbelievable that sequence is, because Superman should just overpower him with his speed.
Jim, you cannot
you can't speak fast
You can't tell me that a human can react to a punch being thrown, being like, oh, I know how to respond to this punch. 32C. Like, you can't even process that in the speed of a punch.
No, he's just given an attack pattern. So he said, like, D2.
A human cannot do that. A human cannot do that.
All right.
Not against Superman.
Yeah, well, I disagree. because I feel like you guys
Brains
are
over
looking at it like
brawn,
it's,
Jim.
you guys are looking at it like it's happening in real time, but he's sending those commands before Superman does that stuff. Like he knows he knows the fight sequences that are coming. So he says, do these moves so that he can't win this fight.
But how is that even possible, dude? How? Like how?
Because he's doing it before Superman does it. Like before
How does
Superman
he know?
moves ahead.
What other metahumans
Because he
has
knows
Superman
he studied
fought?
him.
How? What
I don't
has
know.
Superman fought?
They established that in the first part of the movie. They said he studied all of his moves. They said it in the beginning of the movie. I'm sorry you missed it.
So we've all seen all of the moves that Superman has to offer. Lex Luthor has seen every Superman move possible, and he knows the perfect counter. Bullshit.
That's it. That was established from the beginning.
Get the fuck out of here.
So they have the stadium fight, and which was a good fight sequence. They defeat Ultram. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was. I think it could have been better. I will agree with you on that part. I didn't think the stadium was the best part of the ending. I thought the Baravia part was.
Yeah.
Superman in the trenches. What's that?
I don't mind that. I seen some debate online that Superman was powered down.
Yeah.
I think I would agree on that, but I don't think that's a bad thing, right? Because for the most part, I hate when Superman is like godlike, invincible. Or
What's the point?
It's not, right. Exactly. What's the point? The thing is, like, I felt like maybe at least with the aspect of the engineer, I was like, it's like, oh, so you're flooding him with your nanites, like, okay,
yeah,
like,
I didn't know what the solution was. Why is it he flew to space and the nanites couldn't stay going in him? Like that, I don't understand. Like those were machines that should be fine in space. They were fine in the pocket dimension.
I figured they would have frozen space, to be honest. But
yeah, that's what he was trying to do. I think. I don't know what.
I didn't get that at all. Like I thought that was they was going, but they never looked like it was getting cold. It just looked like he wanted to go real high, and then that's all it looked like he was doing. I was like, yeah, we're gonna fly back down, and the impact is gonna destroy everything.
But after that, when it was just him versus Ultraman,
just him and Ultraman. With Crypto, I think was in that part, wasn't he? No, he was just him and Ultraman.
Well, Crypto comes and starts destroying the drones and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you can't get commands if you don't have the drones.
Ultimately, I had Ultraman thrown into a black hole. Do we think he becomes Bizarro later?
Absolutely.
Yeah. 100%. Okay. We get Lois and Jimmy expose Luthor's schemes, and we have the whole speech by Superman then with arresting Luthor, who's like crying in the office.
That part pissed me off. That part.
Yeah, that was stupid. I hated that.
That's why I brought it up.
Should not cry. Lex should not cry.
Because again, there was nothing to give me any again, the villain, Jim. Your villain. You need to this person is a terrible person and they're bad and we need to stop them. But we also I want to understand where they're coming from. I want to understand what their motivation is, what their purpose. And then I can get behind the fact that they're trying to do it and all right, at least there's something there and you can feel for them. There's no feeling for this character when he's crying. Oh, am I supposed to feel bad for this guy right now?
No, he wasn't crying. He wasn't crying. He was angry. It was crying in anger.
I don't fucking care why
he was crying in anger. He was angry.
He was not crying in anger. He was crying in disappointment that he failed.
No, he's crying in anger. He hates him so much. I hate you, and you're crying. He's that angry. Have you ever heard of that? That happens.
I understand that happens, Jim, but the way that this comes off as, it's
it didn't come to me like that. He's crying.
I can't believe I failed, and now I'm a little crybaby.
And that's the reason why we have two different opinions on this movie, because every time you talk about something, I didn't get that vibe, and apparently a lot of the audience didn't either. You guys did, and apparently a lot of the audience got what I was feeling. But yeah.
This made him look weak. I wanted my Lex Luthor to be a badass, and he was little crybaby.
I'm not saying he was. I'm not saying I'm not disagreeing with you guys. First of all, he was not the strongest of villains, and I do always talk about the villain in a movie. Maybe it's a lot of it's not Jesse Eisenberg anymore, and I hated him as Lex Luthor. Maybe that's part of my whole reasoning to say I liked him. But I know he's stronger than that character was, and I know that. I liked him more as a villain than Jesse Eisenberg's character, who was just the Joker. And that was it. For me, that was it. Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor was the fucking Joker, is all he was. And I absolutely hated that. Yeah, I never liked that in any of the movies.
I'm not disagreeing on that. And we didn't get that. But I'm just saying, the reason I reference it is because at least that Lex gave me the motivation. He gave you his motivation. I get that.
I get that, absolutely.
And I'm not saying, what's his name? Holt? the actor.
I
think he did a great job given the material, but it just, again, like when I think of Lex Luthor, I can't help but compare it to the animated series, where it's like he is powerful and imposing without really having to resort to like physicality or even like just being so petty. Like, to me, it just seems like he doesn't let that kind of shit bother him, at least publicly, right? Personally, whenever he has one-on-one interaction with Superman, it usually goes pretty poorly and he loses his temper. But like, there are so many times where he just plays Superman because, you know, the rivalry has gotten to this point where like they know each other's weak spot. Like, oh, I know if I say this, I'm going to get this reaction. But like, it's kind of on both parts. Whereas like with this, it felt like he was like just like petulant and like just childish in his like hatred. It was like, I hate you because you were an alien. Like, okay,
no, I get you.
Like, I mean, sure, man. Like, whatever. You're gonna be a fucking racist if that's the allegory we're going for. Like, okay, then you're a fucking racist. That makes me not even agree with you at all. Like, if your whole thing was, hey, he has a godlike powers, how can we trust somebody to always be doing the right thing? What happens when he messes up? Who's he accountable to? And who can even stop him? Those are things that constantly come up in any Superman lore. And I'll even reference on the podcast, My Adventures with Superman. That comes up.
Yeah.
And for this to not
and even the Ben Affleck Batman is asking those questions. Like his whole purpose of going back to being Batman was because of those, because Superman's a thing. Like,
I get that. They could have used that. They could have definitely used that.
And again,
I just feel like
the
emotional aspect of Lex Luthor was not where I wanted it to be. Like the aura farming Lex Luthor, that's what I wanted the whole time.
It's like I wanted to show up in a power business suit and be
every time.
And the thing, and here's the allegation I want to make is that the allegory. I felt like this version of Luthor is more like an Elon Musk thing, and I hate that.
I think you're right. That's
like you have the unhinged super billionaire that just thinks he can do whatever he wants, and as soon as something happens, then he fucking flips his shit. And it's like maybe James Gunn wanted to go for that, for like that real world parallel, and if that's fine, right? And that works for most people, then great. Like, I'm happy for you, like Jim, I'm happy for you if this is the Lex you want, or whoever. Like, I'm not saying this is god awful. Like Jesse Eisenberg's thing, god awful. I hope nobody wants that, and I hope nobody wanted more of that. With this, that's fine. And I think, I don't think it's unsalvageable. I have high expectations for the next one. I think they need to show me more. But I think ultimately what it comes down to is like, again, I felt like this was a sequel to a movie we never got. And part of that, you know, and I'm not blaming James Gunn for this, is just the nature of how DC things shook out. Whereas like, I feel like if we had a Superman 1 where it's like, whatever, origin, we fought Zod, whatever, there was some riffraff between Lex and Superman there to build that friction, and in this movie it comes to a head, right? I'd probably feel way more comfortable with it. Because like one of the things
we would have an example of a character that is as powerful as Superman that is bad, and you could see you have that example of now
like
there's
how
a
is
reason
Superman
to,
not
like,
going to be a Zod, right?
Right, exactly.
And shit, I lost my train of thought. The one thing I wanted to say is with
sorry.
No, you're good.
That's right.
Say something else. I'll think of it.
Yeah, so basically what you're saying is that sequel aspect of like we needed that movie that beforehand to give us reasons for the character motivations.
Motivations. Your biggest gripe with this movie is motivations. All around motivations.
Yeah. Again, despite everything, like I know we focus on the negatives, and I don't want anybody to think this is a bad movie. This is a good movie. In a lot of ways, it's a very good movie.
Corey didn't think it was a good movie. Corey never wanted to watch it again.
It was above a 5. It was 6.5.
Okay,
that's where I'm at.
Okay.
You know, with fuck, what was I gonna say?
Oh no!
It just.
But
it'll come to you after we're done recording.
I guarantee Luther doing the post, and I'll be like, "That's what I wanted to say."
Luthor's motivations, the suave character. I do hope we get to that at some point. I do agree with you guys. We see that in the next iteration of him. There's more time for this.
Yeah.
There will be more time. This was a successful movie.
Yeah. That's what it was. So what I want to do is praise, because we focus on negatives a lot, but I do want to give a lot of credit to this version of Superman. Like I will 100% say I love this version of Superman, that he is a Boy Scout, that he wants to do good just to be good. Like, he had some self-doubt about whatever things. That's fine, but it's not like he was the Snyder version of Superman where he was, like we called it, super depressed man, right? Where it's like and you had that weird Jesus, allegory. It's like, oh,
Aspect.
right?
Yeah.
Like I hated that aspect, but this, it's like, yes, I want to root for this Superman. I want to see him do good. I want to see him be happy. And I did like that he was jokey and was rolling with a lot of the comedic aspects. Like, hey, I'm doing serious stuff here, or whatever. Like I like that.
It's
aspect.
kind of My Adventures of Superman.
Yeah.
Is a good aspect of what that does. That's a lighter take on him, and I think that's what we got in this movie. And he's a Boy Scout, and that's what Superman always has been. And you should feel good about the movie, and you should want him to save everybody. You should want him to. I want him to save. I want him to save everybody. I don't want him to mess up.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the thing is with the squirrel, I read this interview. I forget if I posted the Discord, but James Gunn apparently almost like the test feeding. We're like pushing him to cut the squirrel saving thing out, and I was like, no, like why would you do that? Like to me, that represents how good Superman is, where he'll take time out of his fight to save a lowly animal, like not even like a dog or a cat, which could be somebody's pet, but just a random wildlife squirrel. Like I love that.
That's even that kaiju. He was trying to save the monster. Yeah. He didn't know what that was. He was like, "Why are we killing this? We don't know what it is."
It's right. It's lost confused. So like, 100% nailed the Superman. I'm excited to see what happens with this Superman. Like I'm optimistic for the future on that. Like I'm hopeful for the Superman. So again, despite any of my negative things, and it is centered around the Lex Luthor stuff. I love Superman. I love his dynamic with Lois Lane. Like the one thing where she even is like, "Oh, I almost broke up with him." Like I love that we had that kind of friction, and that doubt. She's like, "Oh, like maybe we're just two different people," or stuff like that. So I just wanted to highlight the really good aspects, the wins for me on that movie.
Yeah, I mean, Corey, what about you?
What about like the goods stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I liked the casting. Again, all the characters were fine casting, even if their representation wasn't necessarily good. I like Nicholas Holt's acting ability as Lex and everything. It just wanted more from that character. Maybe it's because I wanted so much from this, is that I'm more on the disappointed side. But this version of Superman is great. I'm curious to see where they go in the future. I do think there is a lot of potential here for what this universe can be, and so
I think it's a great base for a universe either way. Like whether 100%. And then we
and
talked about
Mr.
that in the
Terrific,
podcast.
I think is definitely the highlight for me in this film.
I ultimately, I also would like to say that while maybe you felt like Hawkgirl didn't have much to do, I didn't feel like this was cluttered with heroes, and I thought they spaced that out well enough to not be, because I was afraid that was going to feel like that.
I didn't think it was cluttered, but again, and we'll get into this when we talk about Fantastic Four. I just wish we had about 15 more minutes to flash out a little bit more motivation and just a little bit more scenes with other characters, because I just think it would have made it a more rounded movie.
Getting into, like, obviously I don't want to talk about Fantastic Four in here, but there's a better thing that they do in their movie that this didn't do. And I'll talk about that when we talk about Fantastic Four.
Yeah. It's really funny because I'm trying to avoid spoilers too, but like watching Fantastic Four, and I think about it after, I was like, there's a lot of similarities between these two movies. I can't wait to talk about
absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
But again, they're both great movies, and we'll get into Fantastic Four.
Yeah, Supergirl's going to be next for them. We saw Kara Zor-El at the end of this movie. She's going to be different Superman. She's going to be definitely Superman.
I will say, I'm not sure how I feel about her appearance, because I guess she was supposed to be drunk with the whole thing. Yeah. But I'm just like, so wait, like going back to the whole story, right? And I get that. That's whatever. It was just a minute credit scene or whatever like that. But I'm like, is she not public? Because like, it never came up in the whole other portion.
Yeah, it sounds like she's not.
So, but I don't know.
It sounds like she's like touring the universes and worlds,
she's going
like
through
her whole
space,
space
not
stuff.
Earth. Not on Earth. And he's just watching her dog.
Do we know that?
We'll see. Well, he was just watching her dog, yes.
No, that part, yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes, because Supergirl is supposed to be a lot more intergalactic side of things. That's why Lobo's in it. She is supposed to be more in the space aspect, not on Earth. It's supposed
that's what somebody said in an interview, that she was. This is like her. The movie's going to be kind of her exploring the universe.
No, that's fine. But I'm just saying, is Supergirl not supposed to be like a thing that the rest of the world in this movie knows about?
Again, Tony, there's a lot of things we don't know.
I don't know. I took that as, I'm filling in the blanks myself as yes, but we don't know about her. But
I mean, there are other Lanterns. Where were they? Like, why didn't they show up? I'm sure.
Global threat.
Batman. We know Batman exists. We got Rick Flag Sr. in this. We like. We got a lot of things in this movie that we don't really know anything about, and like there's a lot of things out there that we don't know. And the creature commandos exist in this.
Yeah, they do as well. Yeah.
So this is like, it's one of those things where it's like, when something happens, why don't these other people come? It's like, it's easy to do that.
It's always like that in the Marvel universe. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that. But all right. So all right. Well, we will talk
again. And one thing, that final ending part, I did, like I said, the family part of it. I liked that he accepted who he was, at the end, and it was like, oh, we're gonna like the whole like twist of it was like, we got, you want to have your parents and stuff, and while we heal you, and it's now his American family instead of his
real parents,
crypto
his
family,
real parents.
his real dad and mom.
Krypton. Yeah.
Not the one that sits in front of a car by a tornado and says no. But yes. All right. Yeah. So that's gonna wrap it up, folks, for the spoiler cast. Fantastic Four is gonna come up soon once we get another person.
Give him another movie. Give him another one.
They're getting another movie. It won't be the most traditional Superman movie, but it will be a Superman focused movie. Whatever that means. So we'll find out soon. I'm surprised we didn't last week, but I'm sure we'll find out very soon before the end of the year. So that's gonna wrap up this spoiler cast, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. We are out.